Alderwoman McAdam. Alderman McNamara.
Here.
Alderman Malinowski. Alderman Russell. Alderman Hargraves. Alderwoman Barbosa. Alderwoman Beloin Saavedra. Alderman Connors. Alderman Gibson. Alderman Pabon. Alderwoman Sanchez. Alderman Santiago. Alderman Smedley. 12 present. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Would you please read?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion
Alderman
to,
Santiago.
I would like to make a motion to waive the reading of the legal notice.
Several seconds. Motion been made to waive the reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're now going to, public hearing having been noticed properly, we will begin the public hearing. Please remember to state your name and address for the record and limit your speaking to 3 minutes. The first item for the public hearing, this will be in 2 parts, is the 2024 Neighborhood Assistance Act Tax Credit Program. Is anybody here to offer remarks about a Neighborhood Assistance Act application? Anybody here? Anybody here? This pertains to if you filed a Neighborhood Assistance Act application to have a business get a tax credit and then give the organization the money. It's a state Neighborhood Assistance Act program. Okay. The main part of the program is coming shortly thereafter. All right. I think a second time, now a third time. Anybody for the Neighborhood Assistance Act Tax Credit Program? Hearing none, we're doing any remote tax credit, folks? No. Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going to recess this part of the public participation on the Neighborhood Assistance Act, and we will have our first organization in 2 minutes. So there's a 2-minute recess. Can't hear me? Okay. I'm new at this, Alderman Russell. Thanks for the advice. So we are reconvening the public hearing, this time for the 2024 Annual Action Plan for HUD programs. And I have on my list the first organization is the Lions Club. Please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
Oops, sorry. My name is Douglas Bray. I live on Marlin Road here in New Britain and have for 30 years. And I'm here for the Warm the Children program, which is a collaboration of our New Britain School District, the Herald, our New Britain Lions Club, and hundreds of local volunteers and contributors. Our local club acts as the fiduciary for the program. We also donate to the program and provide many volunteers. And since 2004, when it was started by Unico, and since 2012, when it was taken over by our Lions Club, Warm the Children has provided new winter clothing and footwear to more than 14,000 needy New Britain children aged 3 through 10. Last year, we spent $45,874 for boots, coats, and other winter clothing to 797 children and 332 families. And this is how Warm the Children works. Each fall, the Herald prints free ads and stories which explain how the program works. The paper also asks for donations, but our fundraising goes on year-round. Our New Britain Lions Club collects and accounts for the money, and we are especially proud that every penny raised is spent on the children's clothing. And since everyone connected with the program is a volunteer, we have absolutely no administrative costs or overhead of any kind. Next, one of our volunteers, Stephanie Frank, contacts the social workers in our New Britain schools, Head Start, and local daycare centers. They give us the names and contact information of the children who are most in need. Then we mobilize our volunteer shoppers. From November through December, our hundreds of volunteer shoppers meet the parents, often grandparents of these children, at JCPenney. We spend up to $70 per child, and JCPenney gives us, nicely, additional discounts. Then JCPenney sends us detailed invoices, which our club treasurer, a Lion, and local CPA verifies. Our kind of slogan is that no child should have to go to school wearing a sweatshirt and sneakers in the winter. And for many of these children, this will be their first new, warm winter coat, hat, or boots. I believe Warm the Children is a simple program that does immense good and has no hidden costs. Only our children benefit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time and support. In 2024, we're requesting $30,000, but would be grateful for any support you can give. And on behalf of the thousands of children you have helped in the past, thank you. And I might mention, with 10 seconds left, that last week we just finished screening 5,011 elementary school and kindergarten children in our Vision program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bray. Our next organization is New Britain Recovers. And Mary, name, address, 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm Mary Floyd. I live at 21 Ardmore Road in New Britain, Connecticut. Good evening. I am the coordinator of Building Hope Together, the New Britain Work Plan to End Homelessness, an initiative under the New Britain Recovers umbrella. I want to thank the Commission on Community and Neighborhood Development for recommending that our program receive $42,000 in home ARP funding to support Building Hope Together's homelessness prevention and security deposit program. In 2023, Building Hope Together was awarded $30,000 in ESG funds. With those funds, we exceeded our goal of providing assistance to 15 households, preventing homelessness for and providing security deposits to 23 households consisting of 25 adults and 25 children. With this recommended award, we can prevent or limit homelessness for at least 21 eligible primary earners and their families who have fallen behind in their rent or need to find new housing. Most likely, we will exceed the projected number served as we did last year. I want to emphasize the point I made when I spoke previously of how necessary these funds are at this critical time. Due to a number of factors, including the pandemic and an increase in housing costs in our region, There's been a rise in the number of people experiencing homelessness and in the number of unsheltered homeless in New Britain and the Central Coordinated Access Network. As of this evening, there are 305 people experiencing homelessness in our CAN. 51 of them are unhoused. Building Hope Together remains committed to preventing and limiting episodes of homelessness. The prevention portion of this grant will reduce the need for individuals and families to enter an already strained shelter system. It benefits them never to enter into homelessness, as doing so can result in loss of property, loss of a sense of safety, and long-lasting trauma. If, as is sometimes sadly inevitable, a family does enter homelessness, the security deposit portion of this grant will help reduce the duration of that homelessness, enabling families to normalize their lives as soon as possible. Again, my thanks to the Commission for its recommendation that Building Hope Together receive an award of $42,000. I urge the Common Council to affirm that recommendation so we can continue to serve our community's most vulnerable residents and reach our goal of making homelessness rare, brief, and non-recurring. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Floyd. Our next organization is the HRA of New Britain.
Good evening, members of the council. I'm Dr. Marlo Grappone. I'm the executive director at the Human Resources Agency of New Britain, Inc., and I will be addressing the two proposals for the HRA of New Britain, and hopefully within the time period. First, I'd like to express our gratitude for the continued support of our programs over these many years. As you know, HRA's mission is to address poverty in the community. It's to address the causes of conditions. It's to be responsive of the needs of the most vulnerable people in our community. We are committed and dedicated to serving in our mission. The first proposal that I would address is for the HRA Healthy Eating Initiative, which is housed at our New Britain Food and Resource Center, 550 Farmington Avenue. Unfortunately, not currently on the list for recommendation, but of course I'm here to appeal that the council reconsider, particularly because this is a vital resource to many residents in the community. Our support would be offering services to an additional 500 people for the coming year. These are support services, wraparound services for folks that are seeking food as an emergency need. It's critical because those support services offer a connection for them to other resources that could help them to improve their condition so that hopefully they won't continue to need the food to the degree that they currently do. So please, I know that you'll be receiving many requests and that it's not an easy job to do. If you're able to reconsider, we'd be very grateful. And then, in turn, to express gratitude and hopefully support for our HRA supportive housing for people living with HIV and AIDS. Again, another project focused on the most vulnerable populations in our community and also focused on ensuring that they can maintain safe, stable, and affordable housing. These are people living with HIV and AIDS that require this for their mental health, for their physical health, and of course, for their housing stability. All things that are exacerbated by the current economic conditions. By offering support to HRA of New Britain, the community is directly impacted in areas that are affecting the most vulnerable populations in our community. I hope that the council will consider both of our proposals, and thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Dr. Grappone. You've squeezed 6 minutes into 3 for the two programs. The next organization, it's the Parks and Recs Department. Every kid counts. Anybody here from Parks and Rec? Every kid counts.
Good evening. My name is Lindsay Smida, and I am the Assistant After School Program Coordinator with the New Britain Parks Recreation and Community Services Department. The New Britain Parks Recreation and Community Services Department has submitted a proposal to request funding for the Every Kid Counts after-school program at Lincoln Elementary School. The Recreation Department has been a provider of after-school programs following best practices for over 25 years. The after-school program provides a safe and healthy alternative for kids and families during the after-school hours. Kids are able to get help completing homework, foster social emotional growth, build self-esteem, run, exercise, and build upon school day learning. Nationwide research shows that kids who engage in after-school programs have better grades and better attendance in school. The need for programs that support student outcomes and achievements in New Britain is great. The EKC after-school program is designed to provide academic support, enrichment, recreation activities for 3rd through 5th grade students. The after-school program begins in September and runs through May, meeting at the schools until 6 p.m. This week, 28 students stayed after school with young adult staff who helped them complete their homework, kept them engaged in enrichment opportunities, and served after-school program meals and ran gym activities. These families were able to continue on with their day knowing their 3rd through 5th grader was in a safe and stable school environment. Funding for this project would enable the Recreation Department to offer after-school programs to 35 kids and families in the Lincoln School and create jobs for young people within the community. We ask that you consider funding so that we can continue to benefit the community as a whole, but especially the neighborhood that Lincoln School serves. Thank you so much for your time and consideration. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Our 6:25 speaker at 6:22 is the Parks and Recs Department, the Willowbrook Park Tennis Court reconstruction.
Good evening, everybody. For those of you that might not know me, my name is Matt Schofield. I'm the Recreation Services Coordinator for the New Britain Parks and Recreation Department, and I am a resident of New Britain over on 36 Sefton Drive as well. First of all, I'd like to just start my speech by saying thank you. I've been to these Common Council meetings involving HUD fundings at least 5 times to improve the park qualityness in New Britain. And boy, have we. If you look around in our parks, everything is practically brand new. Our parks are vibrant. Families are having fun. People are recreating, getting their enjoyment out of what you guys have been able to provide for our city. So thank you very much for that. Now I'm here tonight to talk to you about Willowbrook tennis courts. The tennis courts at Willowbrook, while they see USTA tournaments, they see team tennis tournaments, there's charity foundation tournaments, it's also the home of New Britain High School tennis. Unfortunately, those courts these days have become in disrepair. Some of the cracks in there are so bad that I'm willing to bet that any tennis official would say that the courts are pretty much ill-usable, like they're not usable at all. And there's a desperate need to fix it. So here we are. Nowadays we have post-tension concrete. 20-year life. It's going to make sure that everybody that wants to use those tennis courts in that park will be able to for the next 20 years, which I'm sure all of us might not be here at that point, but we'll see. I said might. So it offers a tremendous recreational opportunity for the park itself. I mean, you can just picture all the ability to play on the new playgrounds, go to the picnic pavilion, have a cookout, and maybe even play some tennis. And even, guess what? We're going to add 2 pickleball courts. Do we all know how successful the pickleball courts at Walnut Hill have been? Pickleball around the country is exploding. I think it's beyond exploding at this point. And it would just add another recreational asset to that park and also the city. I thank you for your consideration, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you very much. Our next organization is OIC of New Britain.
Good evening, I'm Paulette Fox. I live at 14 Andrew Street in New Britain. I'm here to ask you and thank you for supporting OIC for the last 30-something years. Appreciate that. I have a special program called the Men of Many Colors. And if you have not seen the latest report from Delio Foundation, there's 119,000 disconnected youth. Disconnected youth. I'm hoping that you will consider funding OIC at the 10,000. We appreciate that, but I need 15, but I do understand. And we know that the future workforce is critical for New Britain. We want our young people to stay here. We want them to be sitting up there where you are. We want them to graduate from high school in 4 years. And this is what the Men of Many Colors has done to 90 young men that have gone through. We are entering our 8th year. I'm a data person because you know you got to put the data in. You guys know that. It works. And when you make that kind of commitment as a city, you're looking at future leaders. I don't need a lot of time. I just want to thank the commission, but you are the Common Council. You guys have the final say. Consider our future workforce. And we need our young men, brown and black men, to have jobs, not just a job, but a career pathway. And that's what OIC has been doing in the last few years. And we just incorporated with a federal grant we got, so we do enhance the money. That's important for you to know that. We got a federal grant, and our desire is to have our young men look at STEM initiatives. So again, I want to thank the Common Council. It's always a pleasure. I see you guys at election time and stuff like that, but being a New Britain resident, it's nice to come before you and share what's been going on at OIC. We are the oldest employment and training program in the country and in New Britain. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fox. Our next organization is Girls with Voices, Create Peace.
Good evening. My name is LaTanya Hill. I am a resident of New Britain. I live at 80 Harrison Street in New Britain. I'm the co-founder and president of Girls with Voices. First and foremost, thank you for funding our Create Peace initiative for the 2022-23 program year. As expressed in our proposal, bullying continues to be a major problem worldwide with serious consequences for students' lives. Every day, kids experience bullying. They are tormented, manipulated, ostracized, harassed, punched, pushed, and humiliated. While bullying has been around for centuries, due to the rise of social media and the lack of education available to individuals who are being bullied and the bully themselves, be it physical, verbal, and or social bullying, it has drastically increased amongst our youth ages 10 to 24. Research has shown that there are many negative effects of bullying, some of which can lead to severe mental health issues. Youth who are bullied are twice likely to experience suicidal thoughts, actions, or behaviors, or negative health and academic disparities. Most youth involved in bullying find that it is hard to cope with and feel as though they have nowhere to turn to and there's no escape. The youth who are presently enrolled in our program have experienced that there are limited resources available regarding bullying education in schools, and even less mental and emotional support, and little to no consequences for those who initiate the bullying. This information should be a call to action for our society, schools, and education policymakers, that there is a need for widespread assistance to our youth to decrease bullying in our schools and in society as a whole. This is where the benefit of our Create Peace program comes into place. Our goal is to continue to work with our youth to provide emotional and educational support, encouragement, empathy, and empowerment. If funded, our program will continue to work together with parents, schools, officials, community organizations, our local law enforcement, and the City of New Britain to help combat this problem. We ask that you please consider refunding our program. Having a better understanding of bullying can help our youth combat this issue. By taking action against bullying, our youth can learn to prevent both short-term and long-term negative outcomes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next organization for the next two projects on the list are the New Britain Berlin YMCA.
I'm short. Good evening. My name is Marcy Moskal, and I'm the branch director of the New Britain YMCA, 50 High Street. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you tonight regarding two very important projects that I'm very passionate about. I love to tell stories and share experiences and inspirational messages about life lessons and relationship building. For the past 2 summers, the Y has been very fortunate to receive some financial assistance. The past summer through CDBG funding, and the previous summer through the Mayor's Trophy Fund. The assistance has given us an opportunity to provide positive programming to children and families in a challenging neighborhood. Willow Street Park became a drop-in program that impacted our community. It became a home every weekday morning from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for 6 weeks. It was an amazing experience for the kids who attended each day with camp-like activities, fun sports games, arts and crafts, water games, wiffle ball games, and we even played cornhole. It brought our city's park crew to Willow Street Park every single morning to do a quick cleanup of the park so it was clean and free of debris and hazards so that the kids would have a safe place to play. It brought a grandmother and her 4 grandchildren back to the park for the second summer in a row because she finally had a free, fun place for them all to go where she didn't have to worry about them being safe. It also brought our neighborhood police officers to stroll through the park occasionally, and not because we had any issues or problems. It was because they wanted to support a positive presence that the Y was creating in that park. When we had inclement weather, the program moved to our Y at our High Street location, where the kids were introduced to other activities such as pickleball and racquetball. Many, if not all of those kids, would not have had the opportunity if it wasn't for the Y and the collaborative effort with Mayor Stewart and her staff. My story is truly about making a difference. It was so much more than just giving kids a drop-in program. It provided life skills, leadership skills, and how to work better as a team. It showed them the importance of being part of something more than just themselves. It was having pride and taking responsibility for keeping their neighborhood park clean and knowing that they have people in their lives other than their own family that want to see them succeed and actually care. So my ask of you tonight is to please help fund our Rec Express program so that we can continue this incredible work. Help us decrease that financial barrier that is preventing so many families in need from having a fun, safe, and educational experience. Wow.
Thank you, good timing. You have additional time to speak of the second project if
I
you'd
would like to, if that's okay.
Yes, start the clock.
The second project that we are requesting some assistance with is to can you hear me? Okay. Do I get more time? This proposed project is to replace floorboards damaged from a leaky roof, sand, and refinish the gym floor, reline and paint our 3 basketball courts, our 2 volleyball courts, and 4 pickleball courts. Our gymnasium is used every day for our infant and toddler and preschool classrooms, with over 88 children having a place to be able to run, kick balls, ride scooters, play basketball, and do obstacle courses. Not only does it give the children a place to release some energy, but it also gives an additional tool for the teachers to be able to provide some different educational opportunities other than the classroom. Our gym is an incredible resource for children, families, adults, and seniors in our community. It houses 90 teens each day who play pickup basketball games in our gym. During the remaining hours of the day, our gymnasium is being used by 30 to 50 seniors who are playing pickleball 4 days a week, Alton Brooks Basketball League with over 110 kids participating, Friday Night Ballers, program with 50 kids, adult leagues, Connecticut Shock Volleyball program, youth sports programs, community groups that utilize our gym for volleyball, basketball, and soccer programs. And we also run team building activities for schools in addition to the all-night graduation parties. We have already secured funding to replace all the windows on our High Street building and have begun the process of measuring them. This will be a huge upgrade to our gymnasium as many of our windows are broken and definitely not energy efficient. We also have fixed our heating issue in the gymnasium this winter, so now we have heat after more than 12 years without. The roof above the gymnasium is also being redone soon, which will alleviate any future water leaks from happening. Another great accomplishment in our plan to upgrade and renovate the gym. And for decades, we have offered programs and services in the New Britain community and are committed to strengthen our community through youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. We will continue to grow our offerings to the community, and with your help, together, we can make a difference in hundreds of lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next organization with 2 projects is the YWCA of New Britain.
Good evening. My name is Nicole Villanueva, and I'm the Child Care Incubator Project Coordinator with the YWCA New Britain. Thank you for having me. We recruited 10 women from New Britain and trained them to be ready to be childcare business owners. The training included business and financial literacy, early childhood licensing, and quality services. 7 women graduate. 4 are going to be part of the incubator site. 1 is now active as a family home daycare, offering second shift services and have already children enrolled from the community. 1 woman from the training cohort is ready to open in her home now and wants our support. As right now, we are in the process of licensing and finishing renovations, and we are looking forward to open very soon. Between the 4 businesses in the site, 32 children will be able to receive services from birth to 5. Currently, we have a waiting list of family interested in childcare services and a waiting list of women who are interested in being part of the incubator site or receiving support opening their businesses in their own homes. Jonica Webster testimony, it is, we all have dreams and ambitions, but sometimes we don't know how to make them reality. The incubator program has done that for me. I have more than 7 years of experience working with children in and out of the classroom. Although I wanted to open a daycare, I was unsure where to begin. Because of a flyer, I am accomplishing everything I have dreamed of. Not only was I given the resources to be successful, but also the guidance. This opportunity means combining my love for children and desire to implement educational practices that maximize their potential. In addition, I'm fulfilling my desire to be an entrepreneur. Chances like this only come around once in a lifetime, and this is my once in a lifetime. Our goal as a program is to continue supporting women on site and in the community in all aspects as business owners to offer quality services. We are guiding them to have the minimum risk of failing as new entrepreneurs and to grow the family home daycare owners community with each other. Funding the incubator project with $10,000 will continue to benefit the community now and in the future. It will also help open more childcare for the community so more parents can go to work and support entrepreneurs and women in the childcare field. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. There is a YWCA project on the Strive Youth Program.
Yeah.
And these folks are here. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. My name is Julie Sear. I'm the Director of the Youth Development Programs from the YWCA. Today I'm here on behalf of Strive. Strive is a distinctive program offered after school tailored specifically for non-binary and female-identifying youth. Representing strength, teamwork, respect, individuality, vision, and excellence, Strive uniquely focuses on the needs of female-identifying individuals in New Britain. Our primary goal is to furnish essential support during the pivotal middle school years, preparing participants for the transition to high school in a nurturing and secure environment. Having been a cornerstone for over 3 decades, Strive has persisted through various challenges, including adapting to virtual platforms during COVID-19 pandemic. Annually, we cater to about 60 non-binary and female-identifying youth in collaboration with the New Britain school system and local community organizations. We actively seek out youth facing heightened risk of chronic absenteeism, unintended teenage pregnancy, academic setbacks leading to delayed graduation, and those dealing with mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. Our curriculum is comprehensive, encompassing areas such as fostering sound decision-making skills, providing academic support and enhancement, imparting coping mechanisms, nurturing social emotional intelligence, nurturing qualities of outstanding citizenship, instilling pregnancy prevention knowledge, fostering college and career readiness, and fostering positive youth development. Our team comprises of dedicated staff, interns, and volunteers, many of whom were once participants in our programs or hold a deep connection to serving underserved female-identifying youth. Each participant in our program receives free mental health services and access to crisis counseling resources. As a result, an overwhelming 80% of our participants report feeling equipped with improved coping mechanisms. Given the concerning trend highlighted by the CDC of increasing poor mental health among adolescents, we recognize the significance of fostering strong connections with and providing support to our youth. By cultivating protective relationships, both school and parents can play a vital role in guiding adolescents towards healthy adulthood. Today, I am accompanied by Donji Lex Figueroa, a graduate of Strive who has been actively involved in our youth development programs throughout her entire high school journey. Donji is here to articulate the significant impact that Strive has on the lives of our students.
Hello, everyone. I came here from Puerto Rico 6 years ago and started school in New Britain. When I entered 8th grade, my teacher told me to sign up for Strive. When I started Strive, I was shy and didn't have a lot of friends because I was new to the country. Being in Strive gave me a safe place to open up and become comfortable at school. I was able to make friends and form bonds with my teachers, who always helped me with any academic or personal problems I was having. Because I participated in Strive, I was able to grow with the YWCA during my academic career and participate in House of Teens as well as the Community Health Worker Program. Because of the guidance and support from Strive on the YWCA, I am now a certified CHW in the state of Connecticut before I even graduate high school. As a student benefiting from the YWCA Strive program, I understand firsthand the invaluable support it provides. On behalf of the YWCA, I urge you to maintain your generous support of our Strive program through your funding. Together, we can sustain a positive influence and create an empowering environment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Saved by the bell. Next organization is Greater New Britain Teen Pregnancy Pathway Senderos.
Good evening. My name is Heather Mills, and I'm the Executive Director of the Greater New Britain Teen Pregnancy Prevention Pathway Sendero Center. And I'm here to express my gratitude for the proposed allocation towards our violence prevention program. Violence is a common occurrence here in New Britain, especially among the youth. This program will provide our participants with the tools that they need to know how to deal with bullying and other types of violence they experience in their lives. With this funding, we will be able to enhance our service delivery and continue providing a nurturing environment for our youth, and we are confident in our ability to secure additional funding to further support this new initiative. I would like to take this opportunity to express my unwavering appreciation for your prior support of our prevention efforts in New Britain for over 30 years, which has been evaluated successfully. Your investment in our program has enabled high-risk youth to remain pregnancy-free, graduate from high school, enroll in post-secondary education, and become self-sufficient adults, and eventually give back to their community of New Britain. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Next organization is the Friendship Service Center, Rapid Rehousing Case Management.
Good evening. Melanie Alvarez. I am the Director of Programs at the Friendship Service Center and a grateful and proud resident of this wonderful city we live in. And we are headquartered at 85 Arch Street. Many of you have been there. You know that we've been serving people at risk for homelessness or experiencing homelessness since 1968. So longstanding community representation, we are really proud to announce an expansion in our service offerings so profound over the past 3 years that we have launched 5 new programs to help people in crisis in our community. One of those projects is one that you as city council members last year supported, and it is the city-launched rapid rehousing program for families. So I will talk about that as well as our Hope Connection Center this evening. This application requested, the rapid rehousing application requested $15,000 in ESG funding and $50,000 in home ARPA funding. And the goal was to braid housing location services with rental assistance to serve New Britain families in need in the fiscal year of 2025. As it stands, we've been earmarked $27,000 in home ARPA dollars. We're really grateful for that. And the $15,000 earmark for ESG has been eliminated due to a statewide recapture, which some of you may be aware of. As such, the current earmarked funding of $27,000 is less than half of what was requested, and we'll have to have a massive reduction in the amount of people that we can help with that amount of money. Therefore, we won't be able to offer as much rental assistance. Last year, you provided us with $45,000 in ESG funds to do this work and to house 10 families in New Britain. As of April 15th, we have served 12 families, with 11 families already being housed and the remaining families still in the housing search process. The average number of days from enrolled to housed was 27 for this project, and it did not fully launch until January of 2024 due to other funds we had to expend prior to that date. So we had an unexpected spend down of COVID dollars that we needed to expend. We delayed starting this project to January, and to be able to house 8 of those families in the last 4 months is pretty incredible, great success, and demonstrates the ongoing impact this program will have for parents with children if it is extended. Of the 9 families who were enrolled, 7 of them received drop-in center services at our Hope Connection Center, which we're going to talk about. 3 were enrolled in cold weather overflow emergency shelter. 2 were enrolled in our emergency shelter at 241 Arch Street. And quickly resolving someone's homelessness is really our goal, trying to keep them get them housed as quickly as possible, and trying to get them not to be in shelter at all is usually our goal here, because it's impactful for both parents and children experiencing homelessness. And we employ people at our organization with lived experience and housing instability, and our staff take that work very, very seriously. We would be pleased to expand our program to serve a few more families. We're actively seeking federal funding via housing and via HUD, and that can also be a complement to this program. Moving on to our Hope Connection Center, which I think is one of our most interesting, cohesive, and complex service offerings. It's a project that many of you helped design and support over the last couple of years, and I'm here to reiterate the request for our funds for ongoing operations of this center. Before I go into our proposal, I want to explain a little bit about what we've been doing. We opened in 2023. It is a drop-in center that was born out of the desire for the local community to have a place to send people experiencing homelessness to receive direct resolution to their housing crisis. We have bathrooms, showers, laundry, clothing, snacks, and a safe place for people to go when they are unhomed. And the city, along with American Savings Foundation, St. Mark's Vestry, and a lot of individual contributors have made that happen in terms of the construction and what the space is today. We're very thankful for that, and we really have a lot of support from other funding streams that we try to braid into this location. We have State of Department housing funds for diversion staff who conduct assessments that were previously only available through 211 via phone. Now there's a place for people to actually walk in and not have to stay on hold for an hour and wait to speak to somebody to get an appointment. We have an outreach team that's going out and doing encampment mitigation with our health department, our police navigators, so there's a lot of work going on out of this center, and really trying to build rapport with the community and try to get people who are unsheltered sheltered. And so what the state and federal government don't fund, the actual drop-in component center, that actual drop-in center component of this space is not funded by anything, and we're having to cobble together funds. So we're asking for the city's support to keep the program as robust as it is now and keep being able to offer the services that we're offering. And, you know, our staff are professionally trained to deal with people who have the multiple issues that we know people experiencing homeless might have: mental health, substance use disorders, and other things. They're trained in de-escalation, they're trained in motivational interviewing and counseling, and I think that's really important. We definitely need management and staffing to keep a building like this going, and we appreciate you considering that ask. We have served about 310 unique individuals since January of this year, and about 67 of those participants are from New Britain. 71% are from towns that make up central Connecticut, and the State Department of Housing report dated yesterday said that there was 51 unsheltered people in central Connecticut, which you heard from Mary earlier. So we're asking, we originally asked for 40,000 in ESG and 60,000 in home ARPA to increase our year-round staffing. With the elimination of the ESG funds, the current earmark of 42 in home ARPA, this is less than half of our original request, so it will not ensure a staff person. It'll only be a half-time staff. So we appreciate you considering an increase in that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Our next organization is Gilead Community Services Feral Treatment Center.
Good evening. Thank you for having us here tonight. My name is Dan Osborne. I'm the CEO at Gilead Community Services. This is Sean Clark. He's from our facilities team, and he's going to provide more of the details in a second. But just a quick overview, Gilead Community Services has been around since 1968, providing high-quality mental health and addiction treatment services. About 5 years ago, we acquired Feral Treatment Center through a merger, which has been a wonderful relationship that has allowed us to maintain the wonderful mission of Feral Treatment Center, which has been part of the New Britain community for going on just about 50 years now, which is incredible. That organization or that program, Feral Treatment Center, has been providing residential addiction treatment supports. We serve about 24 individual men each month. So we have an unduplicated count of over 250 individual lives that we're touching each year as they struggle through what can be a rocky road of recovery from addiction. We're going to talk about a program or a project tonight that we've put in an application for to provide safety glass in the upper section of the facility. This is a very old facility and one that has some design elements that weren't necessarily made perfectly tailor-made for a residential treatment environment. So with some of the gentlemen that are in the home, having the glass where it currently is has created a risk. I'm going to hand it over to Sean to provide a little more details of the project.
Hi, how are we doing tonight? Thank you for your time. I'm Sean Clark, the facilities manager from Feral Treatment Center. We're asking for replacement glass of our windows on our second and third floor due to clients getting angry and they've been breaking the windows lately. So we're looking for safety not only for our clients, but also for our staff at the same time. We're looking to replace the glass in the second and third floor hallways and the stairwells, including the necessary doors. This includes 35 units total. The glass will replace with Firelight glass with a factory applied safety film. The glass will not have fire wire in it, but will have a professional installed by a licensed tech. The existing glass were removed from the site, and thank you and good night.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes.
The next organization is MUD Multimedia, and for the purposes of this presentation, I'm going to recognize Alderman Gibson.
Good evening. For this presentation, I'm going to recuse myself, being that I am on the board of directors of the multimedia. So I will recuse myself at this time.
Come back soon. Welcome.
Good evening. I'm Melissa Serville. I am a board member at MUD Multimedia. Currently at Pulaski Middle School, we run an after-school program called Hit Factory that focuses on the creation and production of music. This program is run by Marquand Shumpert Reed, who is also known as producer Chill Shump, who gained national attention and appeared on the Kelly Clarkson Show with our students for his hands-on approach to bringing up the next generation of digital music producers. While recent focuses have been on music production, our goal is to expand our program to include more multimedia arts so students have all the necessary tools to produce their own music and visual projects in the entertainment industry. With the $40,000 that we are requesting, we plan to expand the current program beyond the school, providing students with access to equipment and resources we are currently lacking. Our goal is to engage them in real-world experiences in a professional studio with artists and producers in the industry who can guide them through a career path in multimedia arts. Hit Factory aligns with the New Britain High School's media and design pathway with opportunities in graphic arts and video production. We're providing a way for students to successfully transition into high school with an interest and career focus that they can follow through graduation. While after-school programs are not the solution for all attendance concerns, they are proven to support students in attending school regularly as they build connections and are encouraged to come to school so they can benefit from their education. New Britain currently averages about 40% chronic absenteeism at the middle school level. With the requested funding, we would be able to engage more students in the program, and Hit Factory provides academic support as well to ensure students are focused on being successful in school while building lasting relationships that encourage students to attend school regularly and engage actively in their education in order to build the best future for themselves. Through our youth program and activities, we empower the next generation by offering immersive access to various fields. This can lead to the development of a talented and diverse pool of individuals. We are dedicated to giving the youth a fun, friendly, and safe environment, all while steering them away from any negative behavior or activities towards being positively creative and career ready. By investing in these youth, our program can help break the cycle of poverty, recidivism, and crime that often plagues underserved communities. This project also involves collaborations with local businesses, government, and community organizations. This engagement can contribute to the overall vibrancy of the community and create a supportive ecosystem for talent development. The plan includes making resources accessible for all, emphasizing inclusivity, and this commitment to accessibility ensures that the benefits of the project reach a broader and more diverse audience. By fostering the multimedia arts, studios, and creative spaces, the project contributes to the cultural and creative economy that New Britain strives to maintain. Thank you for your time, and we appreciate consideration in funding our program.
Thank you. Alderman Gibson, he's permitted back in the room. Our next organization is the Boys and Girls Club of New Britain After School and Saturday Program.
Good evening, everyone. My name is James Jones. I'm the CEO, Executive Director of the Boys and Girls Club of New Britain. Thank you for having us tonight. I'd like to take the opportunity to address the council. I am here to advocate for funding for the Boys and Girls Club of New Britain, an organization that's been a vital part of the community for over 133 years. The Boys and Girls Club of New Britain has been a cornerstone for our community, providing a safe and supportive environment for children and teenagers. Our club offers a wide range of program services designed to promote academic success, character development, and healthy lifestyles among young people. We serve children from diverse backgrounds, that's New Britain, including from low-income families and wealthy families. So we have a well mix of kids in our programs. Now more than ever, our children need the support and resources that the Boys and Girls Club provides. The challenges posed by the COVID pandemic have exacerbated existing inequalities for our kids in New Britain and put strains on families. Lots of our families are struggling to keep jobs, and we're one of the largest after-school providers and try to make sure that our families have affordable after-school care. Many children are facing increased stress, isolation, and academic difficulties due to disruptions on their education and social lives. The Boys and Girls Club is uniquely positioned to address these needs by offering structured and nurturing environment where children can learn, grow, and thrive. We are grateful for your support we have received from the CBDG funds over the years, which has allowed us to fulfill our mission. However, as the demand for our service continues to grow, we need additional funding to maintain and expand our programs. We strive to keep the costs of our programs at $150 for the school year, which equals 83.33 cents a day, to make sure that our programs are affordable for our families. We are one of very few clubs in the state that continue to make this affordable. By providing a caring and supportive atmosphere, we aim to prevent children from being left in the dark places where they may not receive the care and attention they need while their parents are at work. In conclusion, I urge the CBDG Funds Board to consider allocation funding for the Boys and Girls Club of New Britain. Investing in our organization means investing in the future of our community and ensuring that every child has the opportunity to reach their full potential. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. The next organization is New Britain Police Explorers. Police Explorers.
Good evening. My name is Carl Mordashevitz. I'm a detective with the New Britain Police Department. Behind me stands Olivia Roy. She's an explorer for 1 year, and Nayeli Rivera has been an explorer for 3 years. We'd like to thank the committee for the continued support of the Explorer program, and we asked again for their support. The Explorers in New Britain have been part of the city for over 40 years. I myself was an explorer when I was 15 years old and had been with the program ever since 1995. Our program is one of the most renowned programs in the state. We've run a lot of competitions. We're well known from other departments, and a lot of that comes from the advisors in the program as well as the kids that are part of this program. The program is open to any city resident between the ages of 14 to 21. It's geared to having those young men and women learn the different aspects of police work. The kids come and meet every Sunday at the police department. We'll retrain them as we would regular police officers. They role play, they learn about domestic violence, DUIs, robberies, felony stops, things that a police officer would encounter on a day-to-day basis. Not only classes, but they also contribute a lot of their own time to the community. They volunteer their time at all the city events. So you'll see them working hand in hand with the police at all the parades, Main Street USA, Dojinki, all the festivals that we have here, and they become a real asset to the community. By working with other organizers, they get to meet other people, they understand other events that happen in the city, other organizations. So it's a really beneficial program that we have for them. With the Explorer program and any other program, there's always fees that are associated with that. We have registration fees, camp fees, events fees. One of the things that we strive to do with our program is we don't want a financial burden for the families. We'd rather have kids who have an interest in this law enforcement career to come knowing that, you know, their families aren't responsible for uniform payments or to pay for a camp or to register them with our charter organization. So that does become a burden sometimes for some of these families. So we ask for this committee for your continued support for this program, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you, and thank you, officers. Can I call you that? Okay.
Yeah.
The next organization is the Department of Public Works Infrastructure.
Good evening. My name is Nick Burns. I'm the right-of-way manager in the engineering division of Department of Public Works. We're requesting funding to repair and improve the quality of sidewalks and curb ramps in one of the low-income neighborhoods in New Britain. Our project area is generally bounded by Stanley Street, Kelsey Street, Chapman Street, East Street, and Smalley Street. The specific funding would be used on Chestnut Street and Fairview Street. Census data indicates that in these neighborhoods, around 27% of the residents do not own motor vehicles. They rely on having safe sidewalks to facilitate access to and from housing, education and training, places of worship, stores, restaurants, places of employment, and public transportation. Providing area residents with improved accessibility to opportunities throughout the city is a solution to revitalizing neighborhoods. This is also to facilitate an ongoing process to make the city more accessible and more accommodating for people with mobility impairments. The rationale for the project is that many of the existing sidewalks in this area, as well as the curb ramps at intersections, do not meet current ADA standards and are in bad disrepair. These are necessary improvements to improve access to the private and public housing, elderly housing, schools, transit services, shops and restaurants and stores in the areas. ADA compliant ramps and safe sidewalks will encourage more people to explore the city safely through the use of our sidewalks. These improvements would be constructed under the city's annual right-of-way improvement program that the Department of Public Works manages. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. The next organization I have on the list is the Platform for Support. Anybody here to speak from the Platform for Support? Anybody? Anybody? Hearing none, we'll move on. Next organization is the Prudence Crandall Center. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Barbara Damon, and I have the privilege of serving as CEO at Prudence Crandall Center. And we are so grateful to be included in the proposed spending plan for CDBG and home ARP funding. And we appreciate the ongoing support and investment that the city has made for many years in Prudence Crandall Center, making sure that help is available for New Britain women, men, and children experiencing domestic violence. My remarks tonight are going to be addressing both of our requests simultaneously. We know that domestic violence impacts people from all walks of life. It's a public health crisis that permeates all of our society. But for those living with limited financial resources, struggling to make ends meet, leaving an abusive relationship often means stepping into homelessness. For victims and their children who've made that courageous decision to leave, the need for help securing safe, stable housing takes on additional urgency as the element of danger is a constant presence. Our CDBG request is for our affordable supportive housing services. We have 28 apartments on site for survivors and their children. 18 are permanent supportive housing, and 10 are transitional housing, providing a unique array of specialized and coordinated services to support folks after a stay in an emergency shelter, giving them the gift of time to make meaningful change, lasting change, to rebuild self-esteem and ultimately achieve housing and financial stability. Our request for home ARP funding will allow us to significantly deepen our impact and provide a truly layered and comprehensive approach across the agency, including our community programs that will leverage existing services, avoid duplication of services, and maximize our impact as we provide supportive services and financial assistance, navigate the search for affordable housing and finding willing landlords, and prevent homelessness for those at risk of losing their housing or those seeking new permanent housing. As we enter this next year, with the increased demand for our services higher than it's been in our 50 years of providing services in the region, we're doing what we can to keep people safe and keep up with the needs of our clients and their children. And we need your help even more this year as we respond to this crisis of need. So thank you for your ongoing support and for considering our requests to make sure that these critical services continue to be available for New Britain residents. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You can have additional time, but I think you covered the bases.
You want me to come up and talk some more?
No.
You good? Okay.
Okay. All right, thanks. Is the Platform for Support here, Representative? Okay. Hear you now. All right, our next organization is the New Britain Fire Explorers. Welcome, yes.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening. I have two of them, so let me just find the right one. Sorry. Oh, perfect. Good evening, council members, and thank you for taking the time to listen to our justification for the Fire Explorer program. The New Britain Fire Department prides itself on being actively involved in the community. With the introduction of the Fire Explorer program, the department looks forward to its continued efforts in providing mentorship to our young residents. It allows the department to introduce our kids to the fire service world, which would allow the department to, again, recruit for future vacancies. Being a firefighter is more than just responding to calls. It's about engaging in the community and being positive influences within the community. This program not only allows our firefighters to interact, mentor, and mold our young residents, but it teaches our explorers the importance of staying actively involved in the community and recognizing that being part of the fire service is a special calling. Since its inception in 2023, the Explorer program has been involved in numerous parades, fire safety events, and community outreach programs. We have been able to recruit between 6 and 10 explorers to start, but our hope is to reach 25 members. We hope to enroll our explorers in youth fire courses offered by the Connecticut Fire Academy. Other communities have Fire Explorer programs, and we're hoping to mirror their success in that not only do they provide the positive outlets and experiences, but it serves as a recruitment tool for the department. The administration believes that if there is an opportunity to recruit and hire New Britain residents, we should consider them and give them every opportunity to apply and be considered. After all, who better to protect New Britain than New Britain residents? And what better way to initiate that than to introduce our young residents to that possibility? We hope you will consider funding this program as a return on investment would be invaluable. It is my hope to not only will these explorers benefit from being in the program, but they can gain experience, mentorship, and guidance that will ultimately make them great citizens of our community and eventually future firefighters. We're asking for an investment of $25,000 to allow us to provide more programming equipment to offer them a full experience of the Explorer program. I'm passing around an Explorer patch. Let me find it real quick. Just pass this real quick. I'm passing along the Explorer patch that was designed by one of our firefighters, and in there is the Latin phrase "punctum servitio," which translated means a bridge to service. It is an attempt to ingrain in our young explorers that there is value in serving this city. Thank you.
Thank you, and you're up next.
I'll let the patch kind of.
Oh, you wanted that back? Oh.
I do want it back. It's costly. Okay.
All right, so the next project you have is the mobile data?
Sure. Good evening once again, council members, and thank you for taking the time to listen to our justification for the mobile data terminals and fire inspection devices. The New Britain Fire Department provides fire and emergency services to over 72,000 residents, not including visitors and workers. The fire department responds to approximately 7,400 calls annually. This does not include the over 2,591 properties the fire marshal's office is responsible for conducting and enforcing fire safety and code inspections. We are here to ask that you consider funding this necessary project in order to have reliable and up-to-date iPads to allow our support staff and fire response companies to readily input, share, and access data in a timely manner, especially as it concerns fire safety. Currently, the iPads being utilized by the fire marshal's office and those in our data terminals in our response vehicles are obsolete and no longer maintain a charge. This has created gaps in our inspections and pre-planning capabilities. Thank you, sir. Not only will this project fund the iPads and needed for inspections, but will also fund vehicle-mounted data terminals in our response vehicles to help improve connectivity and capabilities on the emergency fire scene as we leverage technology. Staying up to date with modern technology has become an integral part of how our fire departments help keep communities safe and share information. Accessing information, pre-plans, inputting data allows the department to be efficient with their time and improves how information gets stored and accessed in a timely manner. It also helps with accessing different platforms from fire codes to records, hazardous materials, and information pertaining to particular buildings. Oftentimes, this information must be accessed while en route and to make the most informed decision to produce the best possible outcome. The fire department doesn't make this request lightly. It understands that the request seems like a large request, but it believes the return on investment far outweighs the cost. The ability to have reliable technology that will allow personnel to access information, process the information, and make life-saving decisions justifies the request. Not only will the firefighters benefit from having reliable information sharing within the department and various agencies, but residents will have confidence that the firefighters are making the best decisions with any information accessible to them to help mitigate the emergency. The department makes a request through CDBG as it does not have the ability to fund this project by any other means. Technology is always changing, always improving, and staying at the forefront of any tech that helps support firefighting functions and code enforcement will benefit the entire community and those who rely on the services the department offers. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Our next organization is Central Connecticut ARC, CCARC. Welcome.
Good evening, members of the council. Thank you for giving me the time. My name is Linda Iavana, and I'm the CEO of CCARC. For those of you who don't know us, we are a private provider of residential, day, and employment services for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities in the greater New Britain area. We have 270 employees and serve over 220 people. All the people we serve are low income, as well as 75% of the people we employ. Our workplace safety project will enhance safety and security features at our New Britain-based center. In 2022, CCARC experienced a significant cyber attack. Immediately after, we worked to secure our network and update systems to mitigate risks of repeated attack. As part of our commitment, we invested hundreds of thousands of dollars to enhance our safety protocols. Along with enhancing cybersecurity, CCARC equally dedicated itself to enhancing our physical security measures. The requested funding this evening will enable CCARC to develop a larger physical security network that includes internal and external cameras and an intrusion prevention system. CCARC requires a voluntary, sorry about that, I don't know what I did, a voluntary assessment at the first entry, which is called SAFE, by Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, to identify our vulnerabilities and further ensure the safety of the individuals and the staff. This assessment was conducted in November and identified 5 areas of vulnerability, primarily due to lack of sufficient video surveillance. To address these vulnerabilities, the recommendation was to install both external and internal camera system. Consistent research has indicated that such a system will reduce overall security costs, deter vandalism, particularly theft of catalytic converters, of which we have been victim twice, and provide accurate data to ensure quality programs for program participants, as well as to keep staff safe. An additional assessment identified referred to the physical facility entry controls. So the system would include a keyless entry with photo badges for staff and participants so that our front door is not left open at all times. It's basically a button that you can allow somebody in to control who has access to our facility. CCARC has experienced firsthand the cost of being caught unprepared and having less than industry's best standards for safety and security. We recognize the significant value that investment in infrastructure has for the long-term sustainability of our organization. By investing money in our infrastructure throughout the years, we avoid catastrophic loss or unbudgeted repair or replacement. Planful upkeep and project management will ensure adhering to budgets and maintaining a safe environment. Thank you very much. Are there any questions?
We're not asking questions tonight, but we're thoroughly reviewing all the requests.
Okay, thank you very much.
I just want to say we're our last schedule was for 8:28, so if somebody comes in, I think the council will abide by that time in case people arrive. We're ahead of ourselves right now. Hearing no objections? Next organization is Arts for Learning Connecticut. Arts for Learning Connecticut? Arts for Learning. Okay. Next organization on the list is the Neighborhood Housing Services in New Britain.
Good evening. I'm Jim Dunn. I'm Director of Housing for Neighborhood Housing Services in Britain. And with me is Zahina Crespo-Morales, who's my associate. And she's going to be talking on the Toolworks project. And I'm going to talk about 66 West Main Street. We are seeking $100,000 for 66 West Main, which is, as you all know, across the street, home of the downtown district, and it has 11 affordable housing units on the second and third through fifth floor. NHS acquired that property in 2021 out of a foreclosure. And as a result of COVID, it took a lot longer to complete the acquisition than we ever expected. And the condition of the building was less than ideal, as often happens in foreclosures. We have developed a plan to renovate the building, to restore the quality of the units, repair things that are just worn out. And this funding is a piece of it. Our goal here is to preserve 11 affordable housing units in a neighborhood that's undergoing some pretty dramatic change. And it's changes for the good, I would say, and we're supportive of it, but we think there's a role for affordable housing in the neighborhood as well. And so we are using our funding using the funding to replace worn-out components, to upgrade kitchens and baths, which haven't really had anything done to them since the early 2000s, so they're 20 years old. Improve energy efficiency of the buildings, through new energy star windows, through improvements to the heating and air conditioning systems. There are going to be some safety and security upgrades, and a number of other really fundamental improvements to the property. We believe these renovations will allow us to continue to provide the kind of high-quality housing that we want to provide in a neighborhood that's seeing some pretty rapid increases in housing costs and some expansions in availability. So thank you very much. And now I'll turn it over to Zahina to talk about Toolworks. All right.
Good evening, everyone. Hello. I'm Zahina Crespo-Morales, Real Estate Development Associate for NHS New Britain. I'm here today to request $200,000 in home funding from the City of New Britain for a supportive housing project called Toolworks. So the main objective of this project is to provide supportive housing to individual adults who are experiencing homelessness in central Connecticut. The number of people experiencing homelessness in our state has increased by 13% annually, as you all may know. In the New Britain Historic District, where the Toolworks project is located downtown, 34.19% of people were reported to be living in poverty, which makes them vulnerable to becoming unhoused. We are committed to helping address this issue within our city. NHS is planning to rehabilitate 2 old factory buildings that used to be home to Acme and Kern Specialty Tools. These buildings have remained vacant for 2 decades, and are now boarded up and contributing to the blight of the neighborhood. So our aim is to preserve the history of the city of New Britain. We are working closely with SHPO to ensure that the historic significance of this property and its contribution to the city are reflected in the renovations. It is worth noting that the two buildings are part of the Downtown National Register Historic District, and we want to bring these buildings back to life with the Toolworks project. The Toolworks project will consist of 18 studio and one-bedroom units. Our partner, the Friendship Service Center, will be the service provider, and NHS will own and manage Toolworks to ensure property upkeep and safety, which is important. Our goal is to provide a state-of-the-art supportive housing facility with integrated services to serve the homeless population of Central Connecticut by 2026. So the Toolworks project aims to provide homeless individuals access to various amenities and services that can help them achieve stability and independence. Supportive housing combines affordable housing with intensive coordinated services to help people struggling with chronic physical and mental health issues, enabling vulnerable people to live and thrive in the community. Considering the growing problem of housing insecurity in the state, particularly in New Britain, we sincerely hope that you will consider funding this project so we can assist being part of the solution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next organization is Worldwide Youth Networks. This is Paradigm Academy. Welcome.
We have high school and middle school. I'm just going to try to combine them as much as possible.
Okay, just state your name.
Copy that. My name is Dwayne Pierre. I'm the Executive Director of Worldwide Youth Networks. We've been running the Paradigm Academy program in the city of New Britain since 2010. Both of our programs focus on a pathway from middle school to either college or employment. The means by which we get kids into the door is through esports and competitive video games. Anyone who knows me knows that first and foremost I'm an educator. I have worked in school systems, or I've worked around school systems for 24 years. And what we've seen is that students want to come in and they want to play. Parents don't care, educators don't care, you name it, no adult is looking at it and saying, hey, that's a job. But we're actually wrong. There are 1,170 different careers in the esports field. We focus on 3 of them. At the middle school level, the priority is social emotional learning. We want to make sure that students get exactly what they need so that when they go to the high school, they have the emotional intelligence to strive in that environment. What we've done is we've adopted this this therapy model, which was created by therapists. It was refined by therapists to create peer mentorship at the middle school level using video games so that you can talk about emotional health in a way that students aren't going to shy away from, but also to create peer mentors so that students are coming forward with information where it's an environment that is not therapeutic and the students don't feel like they're snitching or telling on somebody, but students are the first ones to know when something is about to go wrong, and they need to be able to feel free to come forth and tell a responsible adult. So we have therapists, we have social work students who come in, work with the kids, all while they're gaming, right? We do academics at that level. We make sure everything that they have to succeed in high school, we provide, but we use video games as a way to entice them. They don't want to sit and learn therapeutic models. They don't want to sit and learn peer mentorship models. They barely want to do their homework. But we use all of those things to make sure, right? We use games to make sure that they have those opportunities to learn these things so that when it comes time for them to enter high school, they hit the ground running. Now, in 2017, when we switched our model, like, you know, we originally started off and we were a media-focused program. We had a lot of traction in that, and the students decided that, you know, they came to us and said we wanted to do esports, and I said no. But I sent them back and I said, do the research and come back to me and show me why we should do it. And in 2017, there were about 15 schools that offered scholarships. Now there are over 200. The job market directly in the video gaming community, I can continue, right?
You can keep going, Dwayne, because you got two programs
Yes,
to talk
okay.
about.
So the job market in the video game community right now hits around 200 jobs. If you add all the ancillary things, including things like esports medicine, we have, once again, 1,170 different careers that are in or around this field. We focus on quality assurance training because that's a transferable skill, event planning because that's a transferable skill, and we're also looking at developing well, I'm just going to say it. We're working on developing something with EA, who's the owner of Fortnite, to create a curriculum so that our students are learning the same skills that they would need to modify Fortnite, which I didn't realize was a job until this summer. EA actually pays independent companies $30,000 per level, and they're willing to work with us to figure out how we can make that happen. We're doing the same thing at the university. I'm actually a coach at the high school and the university, so we have this connection. The university is creating a minor in esports, and we are trying to, it's a multidisciplinary model, and we are trying to figure out how to make sure that our kids are eligible, because the things that I didn't appreciate are now, you know, and most of you, none of us grew up thinking that video games would pay $30,000 to help design a level. So we're talking about adding coding and things that we need, and we need the funding for it because these things aren't being taught in the schools. I know because I've consulted with New Britain schools and they just haven't been able to do it. It's not that they're not planning on it, it just hasn't happened. But we've consulted with Avon and they've adopted it, Putnam Science Academy and they've adopted it. So if it's good enough for them, we want to make sure. I live here and it's great that Putnam's doing it, it's great that Avon's doing it, but I don't see those kids. I don't know those kids. The kids that I see me in the street every day. Hey coach, how's it going? We are trying to prepare them for a future that we can't fully envision because we're not there yet. But we want to make sure that they have every access to it. So the funding that we need will allow all of that to happen, and I would greatly appreciate it if you can consider us for funding. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next organization is Parks and Rec for ADA accessible walkways.
Good evening, members of the Common Council. My name is June O'Leary and I work for the Parks, Rec, and Community Services. Thank you for this opportunity to provide additional context on the ADA sidewalk maintenance proposal. As a disability services advocate for the city, I receive calls from residents who use a walker, wheelchair, or cane and feel unsafe while navigating our community walkways. These calls come in from residents that may have just become disabled due to a significant injury or those with worsening medical or visual conditions, along with persons living with lifetime of disabilities. These concerns are also often brought to the attention of the Commission on Persons with Disabilities. They shed a necessary spotlight on New Britain walkways. The funds requested are necessary to respond on two main areas of concern. First, individual needs of aging and/or low to moderate income residents with disabilities. Second, the general maintenance issues such as sidewalk repair replacement to areas impassable by a wheelchair, and issues that have been identified as high risk or a pedestrian slip and fall outcome like a tripping hazard. So what might some of these specific improvements be? Fixing cracks and faults, adjusting step separation and changes in the level of sidewalks, and removing impediments and pathways. ADA Coordinator Eric Barbieri, the Commission on Persons with Disabilities and myself are all very grateful for the monies provided to Public Works for sidewalks and ramps on planned projects within targeted areas. But this would be a pot of money available to support residents with disabilities who live in all areas of New Britain right away when all other options have been exhausted. A safe and reliable sidewalk is crucial in ensuring residents with disabilities can do everything from going to the grocery store, to get food, to picking up necessary medications, all the way to simply getting to work. Thank you for your time and consideration on ensuring persons with visual and mobility disabilities are living in a community that supports providing an environment where they can live independently. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next organization is the New Britain Senior Center, community support worker, and upgrades to the kitchen.
Good evening, Council. Hope all is well. Thank you for your past support, and I appreciate your consideration for our two proposals. The first one we have is a community support worker. So the Senior Center offers a wide variety of programs, but one of them is a lot of social services, so seniors on fixed and limited incomes. And the three big ones are our Renters Rebate Program, the Property Tax Relief Program, and the Energy Assistance Program. Each year we do about 1,500 applications, the majority being Renters Rebate, and that program operates May 1st to the end of September. We do appointments every single day from 9 to 12:40. It's about 1,200 applications, and we have to do them all individually, mostly because we have to make sure the paperwork's buttoned up, and there's a lot of important documents that we have, like 1099s, tax returns. So that being said, in order to, accommodate the load of the program, we need a part-time worker to help support our community services coordinator. So in the past, they've tag teamed the program, and we were able to accommodate everything we can. So I would appreciate your consideration for that. That part-time position is essential for us to serve the seniors in need. Our second proposal is for upgrade to our kitchen. We are looking for a new freezer fridge combo along with another convection oven. The ones we have right now are we have one freezer fridge combo that's 20 years old, the convection oven is 20 years old, and the other freezer fridge combo is 30 years old. They're past their useful life, they still work, but there's a lot of issues with them. I've replaced the coolant lines in the fridges, the fans. We had to replace the thermostat. We walked in one day, the fridge was at minus 40, which was good. And the convection oven is it's getting old. It doesn't heat the items as well. And if you don't know, our senior center serves lunches every day. We do between 30 and 60 lunches a day. That's 7,500 to 10,000 meals a year. So we use the convection oven to warm up the food. We use the fridges every day to keep the milk cold and everything like that. So I would like to replace those items before they go completely dead, and we're in a kind of a panic to replace those. So if we can secure funding and replace them now, I think that would be very beneficial for the center and all our seniors. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next organization is Senior Transportation Services. I covered Senior Transportation. Senior Transportation, hearing none, we'll move on. The next organization is Queen Anne Nzinga Center.
Hey family, how y'all doing? I'm Dana Snell, I'm the Executive Director from the Queen Anne Nzinga Center. I am here to solicit your support for our Grownish program. Queen Anne Nzinga has been around since 1989. We use the arts and an Afrocentric model of teaching in order to encourage young people to meet their fullest potential. We do what I call heart work. We do that kind of work where we want to help kids feel and be successful, and you do that by believing in them, and you do that by modeling with role models as well. What we're looking for is a program to support kids in New Britain and the greater area. We do this Grownish program out with our collaboration with the New Britain Housing Authority. We started about a couple of years ago, and we did such a good job. Little kids said, "Miss Dana, you got to make it so we could all come." And of course, I am accommodating, and we do that. The Mount Pleasant Bond Street area is looking, as you know, to be revitalized, and so kids are going to be misplaced, that we're going to be a consistent thing to help transition them to that, and so that we're going to help people feel safe and secure and empowered while things are not exactly the same. We are the best organization to do that because we know what we do and we do what we do well. I have over 30 years of success. Most of our kids graduate high school and go into post-secondary training. I haven't met anybody who doesn't like me, and I haven't met anybody really that I don't like. We are community-based, multicultural, multi-generational, and we want you to fund us so that we could really do the work at the level that it needs to be done at. We continue to access more kids, do more things, have more programs, have good times, and experience successes. So please, please, please support us along with all these other great folks that you are supporting while we hold the fort down at Mount Pleasant and Bond Street. We are a social service-based agency, so we use arts and humanities and culture and Dana to make this happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danny. Our next organization is New Britain Roots. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Joey Listro. I'm the Executive Director for New Britain Roots. I also brought some helpers with me today from our program. I just want to start by thanking the Commission on Community and Neighborhood Development for their allocation to New Britain Roots this year and hoping to get the Common Council's support. I just want to share some, since you have the proposal in front of you, I want to just share some highlights from the previous year, and a lot of it is what we were able to do with some of the funding that we received from CDBG. We've done projects in 2023 that included put in a pollinator garden at Smalley Elementary School, as well as an indoor beehive at that school. We've built gardens at CMHA, HRA, and CCARC. We just recently installed a new garden at Chamberlain Elementary School, along with blueberry and raspberry bushes, and we installed 8 ADA accessible elevated raised garden beds for seniors and people with mobility issues in our community. This is all done in partnership with our youth program called City Growers, and I did invite 3 of our City Growers. We have 12 a year that work with us, and I have 3 courageous souls with me today that would like to share their thoughts.
Hello, how are you guys doing today? My name is Lily Soto, and I wanted to share with you all my experience working as a fall and spring grower for New Britain Roots and how it has impacted me. It has impacted me to change to become the person that I am today, and I am forever fortunate. Working with Roots has been a great source of experiencing, exploring, and influencing. We at Roots help grow vegetables and fruits for our community, and we also sell those vegetables, not in the winter, and that our community needs. Oh my God. We also do programs with the children at schools, letting them experience on how to plant their own seeds, exploring the soil, water, and sun gives their seeds nutrients and how to become strong. We also influence them on what are the best things to do with the vegetables, flowers, or fruits that they have grown. Yeah, thank you for supporting us.
Hello, my name is Angel De La Rosa, and today I'm here to tell you how my experience at Roots really changed how I am in life. And when I first started last fall, the outside work, all the teamwork really changed how I felt in my day-to-day life, and it made me like love being outside, growing plants and stuff. And to show little kids that they can do this as their job and seeing them with all their excitement and everything to learn. It's really fun to see. I'm happy that they're all happy about it. And thank you.
I'll extend your remarks.
Hello, my name is Raymond Trinidad from New Britain Roots, and this job helped me break out of my shell and help the community around me. I made lots of new friends and have grown a lot working with Roots, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, all. Our next organization is New Life Ministries, Teaching You Another Way. Welcome.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Pastor Dana Smith, and I am a member of New Life 2. New Life 2 is Connecticut's first Black faith-based peer-led recovery community center. We also run the Reentry Center at 117 West Main Street, but what we're here for tonight is 49 Union Street. We want to add, in addition to the second floor, redo the attic. By adding an addition to the second floor, we can add 2 more bedrooms, and by adding 2 more bedrooms, we can have 2 guys at 3 months apiece, so that'd be 8 guys throughout the year. That's 8 guys that are going back home. That's 8 guys that are finding work. That are 8 guys that will be paying taxes. That's 8 guys that would not be riding in ambulance, would not be going back to incarceration. But 8 guys, because you guys are funding our attic, you know, getting it done over. That's 8 guys that are going to be leaders in their neighborhood and in their community. And you know, it's hard enough coming out of jail. It's hard enough coming out of treatment and programs and stuff like that, right? And then everybody's saying get a job and do this and that. But if you don't know where you're going to lay your head, how are you going to focus on anything else but where you're going to lay your head? And then sometimes where the choices they have to make to lay their head are not the most conducive place, they're not the most safest place, but you got to lay your head. You know what I mean? So they might have to go back to a relative's house that's you know still using or something like that. But with redoing this attic and offering 2 beds, that's 8 guys. 8 guys that will have a chance to be fathers, to be uncles, to be brothers, to be leaders in our neighborhoods and our community. So we're asking that you assist us and support us in doing the attic over, add 2 more beds, and let's change some lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Smith. Our next organization is the Lions Low Vision Centers. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is Kathy Randall. I am the Secretary of the Board of Directors for Lions Low Vision Centers in Hartford and Litchfield counties. I do live in East Windsor. I do not live in New Britain, so thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. The Lions Low Vision Centers of Hartford and Litchfield counties provide rehabilitation services to individuals with visual disabilities and handicaps. We have 4 centers in the area that have specially trained occupational therapists to help people with low vision utilize their remaining eyesight. Our largest center is located at the Hospital for Special Care on Corbin Avenue right here in New Britain. That's why we're applying for the HUD funds through New Britain. Our center in New Britain provided low vision services to 83 clients during the last Lions year. In total, all 4 of our centers served 276 clients with low vision conditions during that same period. There are no other organizations providing the services and devices that the low vision centers provide, even though there is a tremendous need. Historically, the Lions clubs in the district have donated to our centers. However, since the pandemic, some clubs are not able to donate as much as before. Their fundraising has eased off, and less funds are available to donate. As a board, we have taken steps to reduce expenses and maximize donations. One way we do that is through Travelers Championship Birdies for Charity program. They offer an additional 15% on top of whatever is donated on behalf of the low vision centers in 23B. We also have taken steps to reduce our inventory, so our expenses is not as great. We only order what is needed for the clients. We don't keep a lot of inventory in stock. Our project is successful whenever we see a patient with low vision and are able to help them enhance their lives through our training and devices. Our services provide solutions to everyday challenges and increase clients' ability to lead a productive and fulfilling life. Low vision and blindness can affect a community in various ways. There are challenges finding employment. Social isolation is an issue. Community access is another issue if you're blind or visually impaired. May require specialized health care, and there is education support that is needed. The goal of Lions Low Vision Centers is to enhance the quality of life for the visually impaired through new ways to utilize remaining eyesight. Low vision can affect people from all socioeconomic backgrounds. Some factors associated with lower income, such as limited access to health care, higher rates for certain health conditions, and others may increase the likelihood of experiencing low vision. I want to again thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you for coming. Our next organization is the New Britain Public Library. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Jazz Coakley, Business Manager and Representative on behalf of the New Britain Public Library. I am here to request your financial support through CDBG HUD funds in the amount of $52,000 to rehabilitate the library's roof in the Irwin Wing. You have probably noticed the exterior renovations of the terracotta in the library's Irwin Wing over the last year, which have been collaboratively funded by the state library grant, many local foundation grants, and our own trusts and endowments. Both time and environmental factors have taken their toll on the library's historic infrastructure, and as a next phase to the exterior renovations of the Irwin Wing, the roof will need rehabilitation as well. Receiving CDBG HUD funds to repair the roof will collaboratively work towards addressing the exterior rehabilitation of this historic community building, restoring its structural stability, and ensuring its accessibility. The library serves not only as a sanctuary for literacy, but also as a cornerstone in promoting community engagement, cultural appreciation, and inclusivity throughout programs and services. We understand financial responsibility and conservatory are of the utmost importance and truly believe that the benefits of this investment far outweigh the costs. Approval of this proposal will not only safeguard the library's invaluable resources and collections, but also demonstrate our dedication to literacy, equitable services, and overall community welfare. The library's roof not only serves as protection from environmental elements, but also serves as a tangible detail symbolic of our organization's commitment to future generations. We appreciate the Common Council's consideration, as well as the city's continued investment and support in carrying out the library's mission of fostering intellectual and cultural prosperity in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to your volunteers, including our new library director.
Nice to meet you all.
The next organization is Trinity on Main.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Varga. I'm president of the Trinity on Main LTD Board of Directors. We are requesting funding for two projects relating to Trinity on Main Annex. I will be addressing the project regarding the annex roof, and Don Naples will follow me. The annex was built in 1967, some 57 years ago. There are two parts of the roof. The top flat part is a rubber membrane. The slanted sides of the roof are covered by Pennsylvania slate shingles, which are heavy. I cannot tell you the history of the membrane prior to Trinity on Main purchasing the building in 2007, but since then we have been patching the roof to keep the rain out. But the conditions have continued to worsen, and the situation is dire. We have buckets all over the place. We have buckets up and above the ceiling in some spots. We've been patching, but it's not going to last forever, and it's necessary for us to take action. The slate roof is the life expectancy is about 40 years. So we have some 27 years beyond the life expectancy. Slate shingles are falling off the building. That's where we have these. They have been falling into the parking lot next door, the C-Mark, excuse me, the Seatown Market. Fortunately, they're heavy enough so that they fall right next to the building, so they haven't fallen on anybody's heads or cars. Some of them are actually in the gutters. The plan is to replace the rubber membrane and replace the slate shingles with slate shingles like. So they're not heavy, and they're not nearly as expensive. The annex is an important part of the downtown neighborhood. It is used to support activities at Trinity on Main. For some 20 years, it has been the home of Queen Anne Nzinga Center, along with numerous other nonprofit entities, including the New Britain Adult Education Department, and several churches rent space, and there's an Asian dance group and English classes for Ukrainian immigrants also using the space right now. Correcting the roof will protect the structure of the building and keep the annex from being a blight to the neighborhood.
Mr. Naples.
Thank you. I'm Don Naples. He's starting at 3. Good. I'm the present treasurer of Trinity on Main, a job I inherited in a hurry after Gary Robinson died unexpectedly last October. Steve's told you the history of the roof. The annex boiler is the sole source of heat for that building, and it's been tagged for replacement by the New Britain Fire Marshal. He would have condemned it, except that he knows we need it, and we have to follow several extra rules as far as watching out for water leaks and everything else down there. But failing to address this problem now will force closure of the annex in winter and other cold weather months, depriving tenants the use of the building. This project meets the HUD objective in 2 ways. First, it will allow Trinity on Main to continue to support the Queen Anne Nzinga Center and other tenants by providing space for their office storage and programs. Second, the location of the annex is in downtown New Britain, which is in the midst of significant development, with several hundred apartments under construction or planned in the near future. This building is an important landmark in the downtown area, and the requested funds will help to prevent the building from being turned from a valuable resource to an abandoned structure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. The next organization is the Health Collective, Improving Health Outcomes, Services for the Homeless. Anybody here from the Health Collective? Anybody here? Seeing none, we'll move on. Next organization for community supportive housing is the Chrysalis Center. Welcome.
Good night, members of the council, and thank you for having me here. My name is Liliana Serrano, and I am the development manager at Chrysalis Center, as well as part of the board of directors of the Connecticut Coalition to End Homelessness. I stand before you today to shed light on a critical issue plaguing our community: homelessness. The rise of homelessness in Connecticut demands our urgent attention. Affordable housing, coupled with supportive services, offers a lifeline to individuals who have endured the harsh realities of homelessness too long. The magnitude of this problem cannot be overstated. Currently, Chrysalis Center extends its compassionate reach to 60 households here in New Britain through the Community Supportive Housing Program. Among them are families struggling with mental health challenges, veterans, and individuals on the brink of losing their homes. As one of the first organizations in the state to embrace supportive housing, Chrysalis Center collaborates with the Connecticut Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Connecticut Department of Social Services, and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, as well as foundations, corporate support, and private donors to expand its supportive housing mission. Chrysalis currently owns and operates 12 supportive affordable housing sites through the greater Hartford area, and provide case management services to thousands of individuals and families scattered throughout the state. As we confront this crisis, Chrysalis Center requires local funding to sustain its essential operations. Operational costs have surged, leaving us with no choice but to seek additional support beyond the traditional governmental channels. The urgency is palpable with heightened levels of homelessness and escalating mental health concerns. It is imperative that we secure the necessary resources to safeguard the most vulnerable among us. These projects align seamlessly with the objectives outlined by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, specifically targeting low and moderate income individuals. By providing permanent supportive housing, we offer a beacon of hope to those who have been left behind by society. Chrysalis Center is equipped to spearhead this initiative with a rich history dating back to 1975. Our organization has evolved to meet the ever-changing needs of our community. Our proposed community supportive housing program contains 3 fundamental goals: secure permanent housing, enhance skills and self-management, foster independence. Through carefully planned activities, we will guide our clients towards a brighter future filled with stability and promise. What sets these projects apart is our unwavering dedication to collaboration. We have forged alliances with local, regional, and state agencies, leveraging collective expertise to maximize the impact. By pooling resources and expertise, we can achieve cost savings and enhance effectiveness, ensuring every dollar invested yields tangible results. The anticipated benefits of these projects are profound. With your support, Chrysalis Center will provide housing and case management service to 65 individuals and families teetering on the brink of homelessness. By addressing the root causes of homelessness, we pave the way for lasting change, enabling our clients to reclaim their dignity and autonomy. Success will be measured not only by statistical metrics, but by the tangible impact felt without our neighborhoods. By reintegrating individuals and families into the community, we catalyze revitalization efforts, fostering a more inclusive and vibrant society. In closing, I ask you to join us in this noble endeavor. Together we can confront homelessness head-on, offering a glimmer of hope to those who need it the most. Your support is not just investment in our organization, it is an investment in the future of the New Britain community. Thank you for your time. And I just want to let you know that next week we have the groundbreaking of our 3rd housing project in New Britain, which is the Berkowitz number 2, which will allow 28 townhouse units for affordable housing. So we are very much invested in New Britain, and we hope we have your support.
That's on Kelsey Street? Kelsey Street?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
Thank you for speaking. Next organization is PAL, Police Athletic League. Police Athletic League twice? Police Athletic, 3 times. Hearing none, We'll move on to the final organization on the list, New Life in Christ Church and New Beginning Ministries. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. How are you today? All right, it's good to see you. So my name is Urji Bodie. I'm pastor, co-founder, and director at New Life and New Beginning Ministries. And we're here today to ask for funding for one of our properties on 74 Spring Street. It's a 6-family home. It houses 12 males who may have came out of prison, who have been on substance abuse issues, mental health issues, and we're looking to make it more efficient. Right now, our heating cost is 50% over what a normal heating cost would be because the heat is simply just going out the windows. The building was built in 1900. We've been there for about 27 years. The windows have never been replaced. So we have been advised that in order for us to continue to be efficient and continue to keep affordable housing, we need to take action. Right now, their heating costs in some units run to $355 a month, which is not affordable. So what we're asking you today is if we can be funded to replace the windows in that property. We had asked originally for $35,742.08, but in further research, we have somebody who came to us that could even cut $10,000 off of that number already. It is our goal always to be efficient, always to be effective. We've been helping men for 27 years become fathers, become husbands, become homeowners, become good citizens in this city. So we just ask you to help us. We ask you today, why not New Beginnings? Why not New Life? We, I believe, may be one of the oldest transitional homes here in the city. And we work with probation, we work with parole, we work with difficult clients that individuals are, take more hands-on. And basically what we want to do is we want to keep it cost effective. Our residential costs right now are very low. We have not increased them for several years. We keep it low so that it can be affordable and that they can become homeowners. And one of our residents that will be moving out next month will be purchasing his own home. He says 2 words come to me when I think about New Beginnings: above and beyond. I never been part of a ministry that gives so much yet receives so little. New Beginnings, led by Mr. and Mrs. Bodie, have done nothing but sow into me, invest in me, and build my character. Not in just a spiritual thing, but overall in life things. I came to New Beginnings after journeying 20 years incarcerated. I've been a resident here for 1 year now, and next month, me and my wife will be purchasing my own home. So we have several graduates that are homeowners, taxpayers, work at Friendship Center, work at Rushford, work down the street on West Main. You just seen him, Brother Dana, who left. So we have been sowing into people. We have been sowing into New Britain for 27 years. We just ask, help us out this time. We appreciate you. We appreciate all that you could do. Thank you so much.
Thank you for speaking. I believe we are running about 20 minutes ahead of schedule. So I'm going to call out Police Athletic League speakers right now. Welcome, officers. State your name and have it a go.
Officer Perez.
And Officer Floyd.
Thank you for talking. Good evening. We want to thank you guys once again for always considering PAL. I know we've been trying to reach out to the community as best as we can. We try to partner up with as many associations, either nonprofits or colleges, high schools. We really try to just get an outreach in the community. There's so many kids that are in this community that love sports, love just to hang out in the building, and everything that you guys do for us is what really keeps this program running. So it's full circle for us, knowing that the community is involved, always has our back. We speak with a lot of you guys. We see you guys often, and the kids also see that. And for us, starting new programs, one that we're trying to kick up now is soccer. No pun intended in that, but you know, a lot of different cultures, they utilize that field now. You see a lot of kids from different ethnicities, and bringing soccer would be something huge that's going to really bring the community together. So that's something we look forward to. Itself, now we have spring football, we have cheerleading, doing a lot of practices, we have karate, wrestling's going on. That program has grown. It used to only be a fall sport. Now they're trying to go year-round. Basketball's going year-round. I know with the help that you guys give us, it helps us get them items such as basketballs, footballs, equipment. A lot of it, we do have a lot of vendors that would help us make payments in time. They make it just a lot affordable for us because they know, they understand that we're a nonprofit, and with the fundings that we get, they're very minimal. But what you guys do for us really keeps our program going, and we really appreciate it. And we thank you guys for always considering us and giving us a helping hand. Thank you.
Thank you. Equal time or not equal time?
Thank you.
You're good. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right, seeing no further speakers and having heard from everybody who's going to participate, we'll close the public hearing. The time is now 8:11. Motion adjourned? Santiago, second by Simpson. Thank you.
John,
Yeah.
when we're adjourned, but do you know when we're going to vote on this?
May 6th? Do I have that right? May 8th. Thank you.
Is that at a regular council meeting?
That's a special meeting, Sharon, I think. And all the proposals are in the council office?
It's a regular meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, okay. All the proposals are in the council office to review them.
We have the binders. One of them is here, one of them is on this side.
All right. Well, I won't do it tonight, but